Welcome back everyone to another Gaming on the Brain playthrough, and today we've got another beat 'em up, one of our favourites, a 3-player beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Baiorento Sutōmu, released in 1993 by Konami.
This one's been a long time coming as well. We did a podcast was it last year? Early last year, wasn't it?
In season 1, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about this game because we loved it so much. We're a big fan of Konami, big fan of beat 'em ups. So we've finally managed to get a third player to play a 3-player mode. So
hi, Logan.
Here. Yeah.
Logan's joined us. He wants us to maximise the player count.
Yeah, the quality of the video as well. Well, we are intending, in fact, to try and keep 3. So the reason why you haven't seen a lot of 3 and 4 player games is to keep them till later, until we've got 3 and 4 players to partake. So
yeah, we want to see the game played the way it was intended to be played.
Will we get 6 players one day for X-Men?
That and Team of Shooting Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, yeah.
Oh, quite size 6 players in there as well, yeah.
Maybe for our 100th episode, which is coming up soon.
It'd be tricky, but I suppose we could try, couldn't we?
We could. We'll get 6 people in here. 3 cameras. It'll do. Let's get it on, boys.
Yeah, why not? This is a great game. Came out late, 93. 3 characters, all cool as hell. I play as Kyle for starters. Are you in there?
I'll
start, mate.
Wait.
Very, very, very basic Final Fight style game, but with a few little extras on there. Combat system's slightly more advanced, but nothing crazy in it.
Tremendous music.
Yeah, great soundtrack is absolutely banging, but the feel of the game, I mean, it's personally, no offence to any Final Fight fan, because I love the game as well, but it's a better game in my opinion than Final Fight, though it should be. I mean, 4 years later, I mean, it's late 93 as well, so interesting to know that it's a Konami game and not a Cap. If you didn't know who'd made it, you'd think it was a Capcom game.
Oh, don't lie.
Because both publishers have very different styles for their games, as do Sega do for their beat 'em ups as well. So, other than Riot City, they generally don't feel anything like Final Fight. But this is great, so responsive, so quick, smooth.
It is, it's instant, isn't it?
And do you know what it is, Mark? This didn't come out on a home console. I mean, how does that even be a thing?
Didn't get a home release at all, did it?
Would have worked on SNES, definitely, I think. Might be stripped back a bit, obviously 2-player, maybe a few limitations, but I reckon a 24 meg cartridge would have easily handled this.
A lot of the Konami GX games didn't come yet.
I know they didn't. I know that's one of the things. Yeah,
I think they've seen it as like more like a 32-bit system, really.
Saturn maybe.
Yeah, like Saturn would have been the more likely outlet.
Plus, with it coming out, it's come out in an unusual time. I mean, being 94 and onwards, it would have been completely ignored. So, but 93, it was still seeing some of the beat 'em ups at the time getting converted, or. Fighting games were the biggest thing at the time, but the beat 'em up still were there in a much diminished visibility, but they were still there,
Yeah.
So 94 was definitely transition. I mean, by 94, fighting games were just absolutely out of this world,
Logan, is if you're looking for moves, obviously you can grab people, you can elbow them while.
I mean, pushing down an attack does stuff. You've got like slide attack,
like a sweep attack, back attack.
You can do pretty well just by playing it like Final Fight, but there is a few little extra nuanced moves there. Here's the first boss, Debel. Great idea for the first boss.
He is. He's a Halloween boss, isn't he? It's him already done our Halloween episode.
Now, there is some sources consider this to be the 3rd Crime Fighters game. Now, whether it is or not, there's no harm in being a different style. I mean, games have done that, so there's
no connection,
but there's no story connection. I mean, Crime Fighters 2, obviously, over in the West was called Vendetta, and its story has no link at all, but the Japanese version is called Crime Fighters 2. You've got 4 characters who, although don't look anything like the main character of Crime Fighters 1, bear in mind it's the same sprite for all players in that game. There's clearly a link, there's clearly some links, some similarities in enemies and bosses and that.
You've got Boris, Glenn, yeah?
No,
you've got Boris. I think you can jump with Boris and throw him off the deck and that, do quite.
He's basically here, I'm sure he's just done it. I'm sure he did it.
I've seen him grab him.
Grab him and press jump and see what happens. You might be a dual pile driver.
You can walk about with him while you're grabbing him.
That's it. That you can.
Yeah, so you can jump with while you've got hold of him. I think you can do pile driver type maneuver, which just rips the health out of him.
It is like a more polished Final Fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fantastic, people.
mind you, we 4-player on Vendetta, and it's an absolutely fantastic game. I mean, I want to do the first game in 4-player just because I think it'd be kind of good, because Crime Fighter 1's not too clever at all.
I don't like it, but I'm happy to do a 4-player
players. I think it'll make a difference.
Community.
Yeah, and it completes it. So if it is a trilogy, the trilogy's complete.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you've got some amazing 4-player plus. I say plus. Beat 'em up by Konami, it's rare that they have a beat 'em up that's less than 4 players.
Yeah, that's true. We've got Turtles in Time to do soon as well.
Yeah, well, we did talk about doing both versions, aren't we?
Yeah.
The SNES version's different enough and got its own little bits of material and extras. But new bosses and that, which weren't in the arcade game.
Yeah.
It's a polished game. It's actually slightly better, I would say, in some ways.
Pick the pigs up, look, and you.
Ow.
Yeah, you caught it like a
Oh, sorry.
like a
Hit each other.
ball or American football. I will have turned the blood on as well in case anybody's offended by it stuff.
The Warriors of Fate, where you chop people in half and that, but which is a game we'll have. This is a 4-3 player. I've got down 3 player now, I think. Warriors of Fate.
I can't remember, it's been a long time since I played that.
That's good though, I like that. Very nice game. Lots of 12 levels or something. Like massive, loads of levels and bosses now. But Violent Storm follows a few the tropes set by Final Fight. I mean, you've got a variant cast of bad guys. Obviously, each of those bad guys comes in a couple of palette swaps, meaning denoting strength and whatnot. I'm not going into too much detail about them, but generally, I mean, it's the second boss.
May I see your tickets?
You can generally get an idea about who's stronger than who. The second boss here, Joe, very cool idea. I think we're between this game and Final Fight, we've gone through just about every single possible job role ever.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at all 3 Final
I've never
Fights,
seen a post office boss or like a Royal Mail bad guy.
give it time. Violent Storm 2. This is a game that could definitely have a retro sequel, like made in the style of this game, but with some new moves and maybe 6-player action and whatnot. 3 new characters and whatnot. Bring back some of the bosses and do like a Street Fighter 4 with it. It's just with Violent Storm just being a game by itself. I mean, like I said, I do consider it a standalone game, not a sequel or anything. And it was just so great at the time. I remember looking at reading an old magazine, like possibly computer video games back in the day, UK game magazine, and had a cabinet for competition. And they were calling it the best beat 'em up ever at the time, and it's like, well, it's pretty. I mean, there was that many out by late '93, so to think offhand, I mean, Street Fighter 2 would have been out and that, and on 3 was round the corner, and Capcom had a massive stable of beat 'em ups by that time, well, at least about 8 anyway. So you could maybe say it was the best up until that time, definitely, because of the polish involved and the soundtrack and that, and the feel of the game in general.
Yeah.
Probably was, or definitely in the top 3.
What I would say as well, if you like look at this game, we've done a video on what was it, Monster Maulers, which is another GX
It's got the look
game.
as well, and at the same time
It does look just like it, which is really, really good. It's
asymmetrical fighting game, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
so
a
it's
very
like
rare breed.
two player characters versus like a boss basically, which is really good.
If people watch that video and they like it, I would maybe give us a like here and just say, look, if you'd like to see some playthroughs to say Warzord, Capcom's similar game, or Metamorph Quest, I think I'm saying that right, which is by Ben Van Presto. Very, very similar games, great looking games, roughly at the same time, slightly later than Monster Maulers, but the same style of playability and usual bosses and that for usually for 2 players to fight against, and that dramatic battle all around, for Street Fighter Alpha fans. So they're very obscure games and very nice games now. Warzord was the first CPS3 game, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought it was Red Earth.
Hey?
I thought it was no, was it not?
Warzord's Red Earth. That's Red Earth, right?
That is Red Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it is.
I think Red Earth. I think Red Earth's a jump.
Is it not Street Fighter Alpha 3?
I think it's Warzord, because there was a few complaints, if I remember right. Because people were obviously expecting a Street Fighter game, and obviously it wasn't. We talked the other day about the first CPS2 game, and it wasn't a Street Fighter either. Oh, it was, man. It was a Street Fighter, Vanilla.
Yeah.
The new challenges, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was, because I kept thinking it was Darkstalkers, but it wasn't.
Yeah, good game. I'd like to have.
What, Darkstalkers?
Yeah.
Aye, definitely.
Not like I know I've done a playthrough on like Double Dragon the OG.
It's like the stories, mate. I love the stories, and I want me very own pet Sasquatch, like.
Aye.
But that's a series. That's probably Capcom's biggest series that people are harping on for a sequel for, because there's never been a real true sequel since, like, whatever you want to call it, Darkstalkers 3, Vampire Savior, because that series after the second game got a bit confusing.
Yeah.
Two very different arcade releases, although technically the same game, if you get where I'm going. Different fighting system, some characters swapped in and out, different bosses depending on which version, and then they become Darkstalkers 3 on the PlayStation, and I think Vampire Savior on Saturn, if I've got that right, but I could be getting confused. The Saturn game, I think, is the complete version of both arcade versions. Any
Right.
Darkstalkers fans, they can correct us, the one, like, it's a series I've got great interest in, but
I've never really spent much time with them.
I mean, they're saying if you're a Street Fighter fan, you could totally get it. Is that how it off you there?
Yeah.
Good. I'm into. If you're a big fan of Street Fighter, probably you can pretty much slot straight into Darkstalkers. There is archetypes are there. The archetypes are there, but they're not strict. So I mean, if you're a Ryu, however you want to say it, I know there's some contention. If you're a Ryu player, then there's a character, at least one character there for you.
Yeah.
If you're a battler, you know, there's a character. He's not an exact Zangief rip-off, you know. Same as Dimitri example is not an exact.
Similar like move.
There's some similarities in feel there, so yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want that at the end of the day. I wouldn't just want a reskin of Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition or Super Street Fighter 2, would you? You want a bit of nuance between the characters, because otherwise, what's the point? You know, if it just changed the sprite, you know. So I'm just sitting against side of the screen doing that. That's Final Fight 3 now.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed this level? We didn't do it.
No, I've been
there was a kitchen level in Final Fight 3. Yeah, we did Final Fight 3 the other week.
The C2H4's got a kitchen level.
Aye. That was the one thing that didn't happen until about Final Fight 3, I think. No game on a kitchen level.
Gives you the perfect opportunity to fight a chef as the boss.
Well, are we there though? Actually, it would be Die Hard Arcade, I think. I had a chef as a boss, didn't it?
I'm sure it did, aye.
Or was it? It could have been Dynamite Decker, but
Maybe Dynamite Cop, yeah.
Aye. So that's later still, and so probably it's Final Fight 3 then.
What do you think, Logan?
It's alright.
Plays well, doesn't it?
He's not impressed by this old shit anymore, yeah.
These are the best games.
Oh, this is great, man. See, I still love 2D though. I think 2D, proper 2D hand-drawn sprites are just timeless. There's Trigger, the boss.
You can't form, can you?
This is a nod back to Final
Logan might
Fight.
be able to form. Boris.
I don't know if anyone's can, I think. But this battle here is clearly a nod back to Final Fight, you know. I mean, the arena with the Andrea characters, you know. I wonder if, I've never looked at the credits now, I wonder if it's got some influence from Final Fight developers. From Capcom, maybe someone from Capcom came on.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? It feels too similar, but it's not a difficult type of game to pull off and get right, in my opinion. It's just if you follow the right formula, like Capcom set, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Like, see, we make these videos. We don't deliberately go in and dig out as much factoids as possible. Try and use whatever knowledge we've had. I mean, occasionally, yeah, but we'll try and use what knowledge we've got from playing the game. So, I mean, things like board type and that sometimes we'll mention, and that the hardware it's running on, or who developed it. I mean, actual individual developers, not the development team. Occasionally, but like oftentimes, the stuff's out there on the internet. If you're watching this video, you just want to see a playthrough.
Well, that's it. Most people watch the no comment.
Yeah,
anyway.
you just want to see it played mediocrely. Is that a word?
Yeah. Kind of. Oh, I killed the boss again while you had all of them.
I thought I didn't.
No, you tried to throw him, I kicked him. Logan, just so you're aware, the winner who gets the highest points gets £100.
Actually.
Yes. Glenn owes me fortunes.
Still doesn't play Double Dragon like that.
Oh, sorry, Glenn. Oh, you did it again. You walked into it that time, though. The first time it was me. The second time it was you.
Is it true, like, I actually get £100?
No, but I'll get you a gift if you win the points battle.
gift?
Either this or the next game. Which
Is that a gift from the Game Pass?
Yes, I've already promised I'll get his Game
good.
Pass for doing this today. I wouldn't want to see him not being able to play his Xbox.
This is how bad it is now. We have to bribe.
Well,
bribe
no,
children.
this is how bad it is. It's pointless having the Xbox if we don't have Game Pass.
Well, no.
That's terrible.
Well, it kind of is. You've only got Fortnite and War Thunder, maybe.
No, I've got more.
What else do you play without Game Pass?
Rocket League, Call of Duty.
You can't play Call of Duty without Game Pass.
Yeah, I can.
How?
Don't need it.
You do it to play online, and you do it to play the game.
No, I don't.
You really do.
Says me, I don't.
Well,
might
I'll
find
tell you
it.
what we'll do. I'll not get you Game Pass, and then we'll find out.
She gets Game Pass.
But yeah, there's not many games that you can play without having the online multiplayer, which you need with Game Pass now, because you can't just get Xbox Live Gold anymore. It has to be Game Pass, you know.
You do realise you can't chuck people, or you just have to tap
Yeah,
the button a
you
bit
can.
higher. You can, which is good. Straight Rage would have benefited from that, you know. Only 2 years difference, like, so it's not fair.
You'll probably to spare your Mega Drive controllers.
Oh Christ! Remember the days of Hypersports and that, and a Spectrum and that with the joystick waggling and that. Yeah, we grew up with that.
How many joysticks did you go through?
Is the Street Rage bit in?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, Logan's got us. He was carrying us through the trap. That was very nice of you, son. What's he laughing at?
Well, Spike's clearly Andrea type character.
Yeah.
Then Lollipop's obviously your Billboard, even though I don't think he charges, but you know, it's a heavy character, like, so. Oh my word. Because those Spike characters are big.
I guess sometimes when you have OBS on in the background, you get.
Well, we pretty much had to play Final Fight 3 like that, though, didn't it? It was just the slowdown Final Fight 3 was worse than I thought it would have been. I don't think we'd ever played two player, or not even played by myself, but
That wasn't slow down in the game. That was because of OBS running in the background.
was it?
Yeah. This the thing is, this powerful.
Oh, this on here?
Really powerful.
Aye, on here.
But it's I'm only running on a USB 3 power
Right,
supply,
right.
so
Well,
it's not
Final
very-
Fight 3, that was the game, wasn't it? Do you remember
Final Fight 3,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
loads of slow down,
I've never.
which I haven't released yet. That'll be by the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it was a decent, fun playthrough. Like, you know, it's just I've never thought it would have slowed down that much. Even though I did read a review in CVG that very specifically said the Super NES was like quaking underneath the strain of it.
I
You know?
still
It's
don't
like,
understand how, because it's not exactly an impressive.
no, I didn't think it was any more graphically impressive than like 2. It was a great game. It was a fun game. I used to boss Dalton. Why didn't I say Dalton? He's a pain in the arse, this guy. He also thinks he's half alien, sort of power suit, like
He is.
power loader.
He's hard to get a hold of.
Didn't he? If he can, actually. Well, the bosses actually sort of mix and match a bit. They're a bit more balanced. But they're still hard. They still kick your ass, like, but they're not like normal Konami crazy. They're a bit more a mix of Final Fight with a bit of Konami. Still
And they don't flash either when they're both dying.
Aye. That's a big Final Fight thing.
But no, that's
Konami.
Konami thing.
Konami thing. I mean,
But it's in free player mind, the bosses aren't really able to put much of a challenge.
nah, they shouldn't really.
Yeah, I would have thought they might have like fleshed it out a bit more with a few extra characters, but like a few extra smaller enemies.
Aye. Well, have they? Have they? No, we don't know. I mean,
Well, they haven't by the looks of it. The only time I think we fought extra enemies, or additional enemies that are already in there anyway, I think is on the train when you fight Joe and he backs off like damned on Final Fight and gets a couple enemies to come in.
oh yeah.
But he does that anyway on 2 player and 1 player.
It's basically a more annoying version of Jet, isn't it? Sort
Yeah.
of, anyway. Not exactly like.
Ow!
Sorry.
Actually didn't do much damage.
What do you do there?
He pile drived me. Oh, I think Logan got him that time. Watch this. Bye. How's my dad?
Shaking the floors in the retina.
Oh no.
This is me favorite. I love the music on this level. Like, there's
Yeah.
like a budget version of Debel with no mask.
Aye.
I
Yeah.
love when games do that. Well, I don't, but like I'm
It's a completely
sarcastic.
different sprite though, isn't it?
No, he's just hasn't got his
I think
arm.
it's just the same sprite.
He's bad.
I thought it always looked like smaller, like slimmer.
Nah, that's it. That's Debel. Well, they can take a dog.
Must be his brothers who are angry because we killed
Bull.
the
Just
bull.
Bull.
The bull.
The bull. So very good, very clever. We'll get paid for that. Weapons, anyway. So we've got pipes. We've picked up case balls. What's the knives?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was. We picked up knives, right? Sure, there's more than that. 4 or 5 weapons.
There's actually, I don't know, mate. I think that you've got the American footballs, you've got the knives, the pipes. I think that's it. Oh, it's something so you can pick up like plants and that off the floor and chuck them at people, and chairs and that.
Oh, mate. Oh, barrels and that.
Like
Double
it's-
drunk style, yeah. Plant pots, aye.
Smash it off your
What you
head.
couldn't do in fan fight.
What I find weird is how come Logan's able to grab me, but I'm not able to grab him.
What, you can just go up and grab it now?
Well, he's picked us up a couple of times, slammed us.
I don't know how that is, unless it's has he got a command grab maybe? Very push forward and attack, maybe he's got a command grab.
So,
Like a fighting game, you know.
yeah.
Others have to touch, which makes sense. 'Cause if you can just do a command grab, maybe you can grab any sprite. Or it thinks it's grabbing a different sprite and he grabs himself.
I'm confused. This is when you start getting the lyrics and the music for games to use.
And it's clear as a bell as well. It's
First class. I think the Konami GX, the audio chip is like quite spot on, you know.
oh yeah.
I don't really know much about the hardware. I might have a look at it, like, to be fair. I'm interested in stuff like that.
Well, we know almost definitely the Monster Maulers will be on the same hardware.
It is.
It's got the look and everything, you know, and obviously the same year and that same style of sound, really.
Sure, it's GX hardware. We'll go into it in more depth anyway in the podcast if you're interested in listening.
Didn't they do a long play on Cowboys and Moo Did we do that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Um,
Because we did Sunset Riders.
yeah,
We did.
Sure we did.
We did Sunset Riders on SNES, I think, and all, and Mega Drive.
SNES, Mega Drive.
Did
and
I?
all. Yeah.
It's been a while, that, like.
And they've got quite a few hits as well. They're popular
I
episodes.
thought, it's just been such a while.
Sunset Riders is a popular game.
Great game.
I'm sure we did Wild West as well.
It's not as good though. I remember playing through shortly after. It's just something not right.
It's a bit dull, aye.
And I don't know why. Because it's obviously it's clearly intended to be like a sequel, really, just with a different with licensing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why though. If the licensing's been expensive, then it's not a cartoon I'm saying over here though. But if the licensing's not being cheap, then they've maybe lost
Not
a
like
bit. But to me, it would have just reskinned Sunset Riders in a way, which is all it really is, isn't it?
It is.
It's got an extra move, I think.
Yeah.
It's an extra special move.
It just feels it's not, the humour's not as good.
Which it should be, you'd think, for it being like a cartoon. It should
Yeah,
be
you
funny.
think you have
Slapstick and that, you know.
work with because you've got characters that exist. You know?
I noticed as well there's a lot less interactivity with background stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Sunset Riders has got like Gatling guns and stuff and things that you can pull down where people get hurt. And I remember the Moo Misa not really having that. And I thought, that's a bit of a. It was that noticeable. It must have been. There's that little of it that it was noticeable to say this is something missing from the original. Graphics were class now. Like, still
Oh, yeah,
a good game. Still enjoyed going through it. You know, it was.
Oh, I've got back up to seeing them.
Well, did I finally kill a boss?
You did, damn it. I was hoping to get him because you just overtook me in the points.
I just grabbed her again.
See?
Oh, okay. See, I'm getting aggressive.
Glenn really wants that £100.
£100 of sugar.
I picked up the snail, the hermit crab, so I'm going to win.
Oh, so it was weird. Me kicks changed to punches. Like I had a knife. It's turned into final fight. Now, we still need to do Russian beating that, you know.
We will, mate. We will.
It's like I said, for the first one's not really a great game, so you have to grin and bear it a bit, but it's quirky and it's janky as hell. But once you get on the second game, and definitely why you play the third one.
Do you know what it is? It's like the way I look at it now. I mean, doing these games is just it's fun. I get to play through something. You see, I've done that.
Did it again if it wasn't that great. I mean, I've got no regrets about playing In the Hunt, which was a terrible game. I thought it was like really not fun at all.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I did it.
It's something I'd never done, and it looked great, and it looks good on video, you know. But I wanted to do it and say and beat it, which I did in the two-player versus mode.
I beat it.
But we didn't have to ever touch that again, and at least
we won.
I mean, disappointing from who it's by, but obviously it might just be an experimental, you know, a bit of an experimental shooter.
Yeah.
But and it was for completeness sake and all, because obviously we're clearly going to go through as much of the IREM sort of catalogue as well. We've done a fair few.
Of every game that interests us.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I was having a quick go on RoboCop 2 arcade.
It's a bit. It's got beat 'em up section now.
Well, it's basically like a shooty. It's like Narc a bit.
I thought it looked like it. I'd play that. Is it not like?
We've got to do it soon. I quite enjoyed it. I did the first 2 levels. I had 1 credit on it, so that's how I usually test the game out to see if I like
I only ever seen that in one arcade, and I never really played it. I don't know why. I just seen it. I think Shields.
Yeah.
I think they had a cabinet in, and I just looked at it, and that was it, you know. But it looks great. It looks like a good game.
Well, I think what I might do when I'm next got a day off work or something, I might run through RoboCop 1. I'll have to put the cheats on at the end to get through that, because it's impossible. But then it'll open us up for RoboCop 2, and we'll do that together in 2-player. Because I quite enjoyed it. 1 credit, I got to the end of the boss in level 2, so that's not too bad. I think it's pretty nicely balanced, you know.
It never gets talked about though, and that version didn't get converted to the home, I think. There was a RoboCop 2 game, but I think it was more based on the feel and style of the first one. I remember having a demo for the Commodore 64, and it was not the arcade game at all, it was Ocean's Own. I mean, you do know that the home computer version of RoboCop 1 isn't exactly the arcade game, didn't you?
Yeah.
It is based on, well, I think it's the other way around. I think the arcade game is based on the computer. I get mixed up with.
I think you're right. I think
we made it sort of simultaneously or something. I know there's a little bit of contention, but although you'll read that level's clearly based on the arcade, there's other bits where it's just. I mean, for instance, the bonus levels on the computer game are not in the arcade at all. It's got a very different way of handling that.
Was that when you shoot the hostage?
Yeah, that start, and there's a bit where you have to fix his face or something, or his hand. But I'm thinking about possibly Terminator 2 as well. There's a very similar mini game on that, I think. But definitely the shooting section.
Funny enough, you mentioned Terminator 2, you know, like the PC game and the MiG game. I want to do it. I used to love that game.
It looks near unplayable for me, I think. There's a simple fighting section where you take on the 2000.
Oh, it was shit, but I liked it. But
I mean, it was a blockbuster at the time, but I actually don't think much of games.
About the LGN game anyway.
I know. Well, although I think that would be more fun to mess about in. Same as Last Action Hero, to be honest. Like
typical 12-year-old, you can't leave his phone alone.
Well, we need to get it on camera.
Well, could Harry text us?
Or you can text him when you're finished. Logan, come on.
That's what happens when you don't look at the screen bar.
What happened?
You took the barrel off us while I was trying to tell you to get back in.
Didn't Logan thought of you. Last level?
Yeah.
Thought was with Terminator 2, the driving section looks absolutely rubbish.
It was hard. I got past that though. You just navigate through all the oil slicks and
that's not fun for me though.
Stuff.
Thankfully, it's a one-player game.
But I loved it back in the day. I just couldn't finish it.
It was quite polished for what it was. I mean, I remember it being a big seller enough for Ocean. But Ocean were well known for making crap film licenses, although obviously that was a polished one. I mean, it was a blockbuster of the decade, you know, and that came out in 1991.
Oh, what a film.
You know?
I used to be, I think I got up to a bit where you a few times you fought the Terminator.
Yeah.
Like hand to hand with that janky, like, terrible boxing mechanics.
Well, it was almost as good as Rise of the Robots, I think, versus Mutant.
Rise was better than that, in fairness. But I remember getting up to, I think, the second version.
You had to fight him twice.
Second fight, yeah, and I couldn't get past that.
I think the best Terminator 2 game is clearly the arcade, the like gun game, which is
on
it even got the cast back. Definitely Robert Patrick and I think Linda Hamilton and Edward Furlong were there. It got them back to record lines and digital footage.
Yeah.
I remember specifically we looked at an interview where Robert Patrick's doing more footage for the end battle with him, which I thought was cool as well. Because could have easily just got a cheap sort of replacement and made it look a bit like Robert Patrick, you know. In fact, when the Terminator's getting destroyed in the film, before falls in the lava, I mean, it's clearly an animatronic or a puppet of some sort, you know. So it looks out like Robert Patrick. So they could have done something like that for one, and they didn't. So
very true life.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but
you know, it was a really good game. That's timeless. Well, there's a one-up cabinet, isn't there?
Of Terminator 2?
Terminator 2, aye.
I didn't realise.
Aye, 2-player one-up cabinet, aye.
I can't remember how the light gun works on that, but that could be a good one to use.
It might be the same as more, because it's that generation still, when it's even early mid-90s, I think they would have still been using that type of system.
Like analog system.
Aye. So I'm going to guess for now that it probably is. It's before House of the Dead. Could be wrong though, but I just have a feeling it probably is. Easily look into, I would have thought.
Well, I'm gonna get that one running. I'm gonna get 2 light guns after Christmas, and then we can start playing the. I think Logan will be interested as well. A few like House of the Dead and stuff and whatnot.
Oh, definitely. I could go through House of the Dead.
Like great light gun games, like proper ones. Be out and here and all standing up either side with the telly and that will work. I might even go to a bigger telly for it.
Are you still think we're getting like a proper telly, like a big CRT?
No, I was thinking about building a cabinet. You know, as well as our logo, the Gaming on the Brain logo, the G is a cabinet. The G is actually a cabinet. It's an arcade cabinet, a design of a cabinet.
It's called the G cabinet, isn't it?
Well, it will be if I ever make it, yeah.
Oh, very
but it's a cabinet, and I fancy actually developing that cabinet because I can with the CAD and stuff, you know. 3D design that, and then making that cabinet, get it like CNC cut and stuff.
Right.
And then putting like 60-inch monitor in it or something. Having like light gun attached.
How much does it cost? How much does it cost to get a CNC cut? I mean, I know it'll go by size and that, but if you could put a rough idea of like a mid-range.
I could probably use one of my old contracts and get it done for like a few £100, I reckon, including material. If it's just like thin sheet metal, probably wouldn't be sheet metal, probably have to be wood, because otherwise it'll sound really tinny, like the speakers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I could probably get it laser cut, like water cut with like wood or something, you know. I don't know, I'm not sure.
The thing is, there's a lot of people got them now as well. Well, when I say a lot of people, it's not like everyone's got them in a bedroom or something.
Well, this would be a custom-made cabinet, you know.
Yeah.
But it's I made it so it was, you know, actually physically able to make the cabinet. Like I made enough room to sit in it and have it over the top of your head, but still be comfortable to use and stuff.
Yeah.
So like arches around you, like over the top of you, you know. But next time you have a look at the logo, let's say the G is actually an arcade cabinet. I've got plans at some point to make an animation, like intermission, like transmission animation. So like where it starts off looking at the cabinet and spins around into the logo. But if you look as well, there's actually a screenshot of the game on the monitor in the cabinet. And there's a challenge for everyone out there, try and figure out what that game is.
Which, say again?
If you look at the cabinet, the logo, like the letter G in the logo, there's a screenshot on the cabinet itself of the game.
Right.
I've never told anyone what that game is.
We've just killed Red Freddy, who was the second in command, and this is now the big boss, Geld or Geld. Geld, do you reckon? Geld. And he's a big prick.
He's a dick, isn't he?
He wasn't though, he was like a midget, and then he sort of got big. Sort of like Bane in Batman and Robin, which is a classic film.
What, the new one? Like
no, Batman and Robin. George Clooney and...
Yeah, it was really good.
Ice to see you know?
Ice to see you.
Is this the last boss?
Yeah. Can you tell?
No.
Annoyingly hard to...
No.
Can't get over them. It's definitely a last boss.
I had to need to cry. Oh, I'm after one.
I'll be.
It's near, man. Bollocks.
Let's see that.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Don't do much damage or does it stuff?
No.
But for the boss, it's like chips them. Also, it doesn't have that fan fight style, where you fall over and everyone gets hurt. And it does a lot of damage. I remember like bosses on like 3/4 of a bomb and knocked down like 1 health point. Was never really complaining at the time when I pay for it, like, but
He just keeps doing that when you get a combo, doesn't he?
Okay, now he's getting a bit annoying.
Yeah, well, he's nearly dead.
he's nearly dead, mate.
Like, he's got probably about 17% of his health left. How do you reckon he's going to die, Logan? Do you reckon he's just going to lie on his back and go ow? Or do you reckon he's going to, like, explode? Or
But directly falls through a window and hits his head off the tree.
I reckon he explodes.
explodes?
Uh-huh.
Who do you reckon's going to kill him?
I hit him there.
You did?
He's typical Konami boss, like,
He is.
this guy. I mean, I suppose you sort of expect that, like, but you actually hammering credits it and they're like,
I've just put 4 in.
oh.
Oh, Glenn stuck one in.
Yes.
Oh, you got him.
That was me.
Was it? Alright.
Look where you be.
Oh, it was you.
Hammer! There you go, he fell over the wall.
You won.
That's what happens when you don't build buildings properly. They didn't follow code there. That that brick wall's too low to trip hazard. Look at this poor car. What are you reckoning, Logan?
Sorry.
Out of 10.
6.
That's fair enough for his age. For his age, I'll accept that. That's above average. For me, 8.5.
9. Great game. I mean, I
It
don't
is
care if
a
I'm
great
just
game.
like too kind, but I just love it. I want a cabinet. This would be great, So why haven't one up done a Violent Storm?
Well, I'd love to see a Konami GX cabinet with like this
three-
Monster Maulers. And stuff like that.
And then get all the crime fighters in there and all the unlicensed games. So obviously, X-Men's already got its own
Love it.
cabinet. Simpsons has now. Simpsons has got its own cabinet. Put me near in this one, definitely. And also, what else as well? So you've got Sunset Riders, which doesn't have a cabinet yet. I think doesn't. There's another one for play. You think?
Sunset Riders, I don't think it does, no. Which is a shame, because that would be a good one to put on there.
Where you'd have a variety of games, and also you've got you put all their unlicensed, their non-licensed games. So again, Monster Maulers, Sunset Riders, all the crime fighters, this game, and that could be the set.
Yeah.
And then whatever,
But
comes.
that's it for that one. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us as usual.
Great
And like I say, if you want to see and hear more about this game, check out our podcast on Violent Storm.
Yeah.
But for now, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Take
Bye
care.
now.
Bye bye.
Bye.